Sure.
You never know, actually. You never know. I mean, I've heard just amazing stories about different celebrities who've gone raw and about how it happened, and it's amazing how far this food goes.
Yeah.
It is amazing. It's really impressive, actually. You know, the amount of people who've been touched by cacao, the amount of people who've been touched by goji berries is millions of people now. It's millions of people. And it's starting to be a significant cultural movement.
It is.
And when you start taking superfoods and formulating different little recipes like Revitify, right, then people are now ready for that. They're now able to say, oh, instead of that whey, glutenized, protein, glycerin, powder, whatever that thing is that's coming out of chemical factories, instead of scooping 2 or 3 of that, it's like you take the Revitify and you scoop 2 or 3 of that, and it's just the same exact motion,
right.
Very similar to what was done before,
It's a very higher result.
but a very different result. And that's a really cool thing, is to be able to deliver that. It's not too different for people. It's like, this is basically the same thing I've been doing before.
Yeah, package to say it looks, oh yeah, okay, I can just do the switch.
Yeah, do switch.
Yeah. And with that one simple switch, we may find ourselves having so much energy that we can't sit on a couch long enough to watch an episode.
Right, because then we got to go do something. We got to go do
our mind is flying. Maybe we have
painting.
Yeah, maybe there's creativity coming through, you know, or a mission, a purpose, and everybody's got it. And I believe that that's why we are so in love with sharing this with people, because we watch them turn on and light up and shift their life into ways that only are benefiting themselves, their family, and the whole world that they're living.
It's maybe, and that's what you were talking about before, that sort of now, that moment, arising into the moment of what's real now.
Right, what's real now, what's happening now.
Yeah.
And this is what's happening now, actually, is this whole superfood revolution is happening now. Why? Because it's taking something that people are similar, that's similar to what we have experienced before. A goji berry as compared to a raisin. A Revitify as compared to those, you know, heinous, I have to say, glue-filled, sorry, I can't tone it down.
Whey
something,
soy,
whatever those things
rice.
are, glycerin, animal body parts, kind of, whatever those things are, protein, power builders. Now we're replacing it with a formula like a Revitify formula, and it's a simple switch. It's so easy for people, and then what's happening is that allows people to actually do it. Then they achieve the result.
Right.
The next thing you know, they're totally flipping out, telling everybody they know.
Right.
What we have right now with superfoods is the same concept. Anyone who has ever experienced this blossoming of their potential that comes when we give ourselves the right, you know, the building blocks for these experiences in our life. When we experience it, all of a sudden people just start walking down the street and they're like, hey, you know what, I think I'm going to put protein powder in my drink, and then they go, oh my God, is this really what I want? And there must be something else out there.
Better.
People are waking up, like you said, you were doing it, just walking around, you know, and it's popping up in the collective psyche.
That's important too, because when you're dealing with like the way that nature works, you find out that the most simple life forms, like plankton, actually are producing ATP, meaning that when you eat food, or I eat food, or you eat food, we have to convert our food into ATP. That's the energy currency of our body.
That's what the brain uses, is that right?
That's the brain, every part of our body, every single thing. You take glucose in, glucose isn't fuel for your brain. ATP is fuel for your brain. So you have to convert the glucose to ATP, and then that's your fuel. Well, there's only one food in the world that actually is just pure ATP. You don't have to convert it to anything. It's the plankton. There it is right there. So let's talk about, I want to talk to you, Chad, about one of the things I really like about what you've been doing is exploring sacred commerce, right? What is it about sacred commerce that differs from traditional, conventional distribution systems? Because these products have got to reach people. We could spend a bunch of marketing dollars and go put them in a store, or we could do it differently.
Well, sacred commerce, sacred commerce has to do with two things. One, the congruent intention and objective of what is being sold, so that the means to the end does not take precedent over the end. And so what we look at when we look at our line of products, what the end result is each of these products play a synergistic role as parts and means to this end. And the enzyme is the whole enzyme system functioning of the body. That's one prong of what we're trying to give people on this platter. The other part is getting the heavy metals out, which disrupt our ability to operate in these natural patterns at the molecular level biologically, and then to get the minerals in. So we've talked about this one with the minerals and the super, important proteins and peptides for those building blocks. But in terms of ultimate healing, ultimate health, we know also people are going to really have to re-enzyme on their depleted enzyme systems. And so we brought in something called Island Fire, and basically it's brown because the brownness is actually a pigment that is a precursor, a building block which your brain uses for important mood-building chemistries that are totally natural. Our body's trying to produce it all the time. Sometimes we're like swimming upstream. We don't have all the building blocks. This puts them back in and takes a load off the organs because it gives us 140 enzymes, some of which are only found in here. And it gives them with the cayenne and the ginger, which dilates the blood vessels, shoots a rush of oxygen to the brain, and allows those enzymes to go in deep. You get more absorption of anything you put these potent herbs with, and it's cold process, so you're getting all the live enzyme activity.
It's one of my favorite things too. I love that stuff. I love noni. Anyway.
You're taking all these materials right here, like the gold and the Revitafy and marine phytoplankton and other things, and what's happening is that you're inviting people to actually, because I tell you, when you take these things, no matter what, you're going to be talking to people about it.
What I love, if you plant a single seed in the ground, it will produce a fruit tree, and that fruit tree will feed you and your family for a lifetime. It may take a little bit of shoveling in the beginning, might take a little bit of watering, but it reaps a harvest forever.
Natural
And
abundance.
that is residual income. I believe that if we all find our way to share value into the world, into our life, that it will come back multiplied over and over again. And so when I ask myself, well, what is value? What is valuable? To me, in my experience, there's nothing more valuable than the transformation, that realization, that experience, when all of a sudden our vehicle is capable of producing all these neuropeptides, and we're on track with mission and purpose in our life, and we've kind of like, you know, like a flower going past the bud, we've kind of left behind the world where we're in survival mode, struggling to make sure things are going to be all right, because everything is all right. And everything manifests cleaner. We have lots of energy.
And then people arrive, and I've been doing this so long, people arrive at a place where they come to me and they say, I want to do this for my life. I want to do this as a profession, because they are so transformed by the experience. And it's always been a very difficult quandary for me, because I can only hire so many people in a little business over here, or put so many people in an office, or whatever, or put so many people on the road with me. But in this situation, it allows every single person at every event to become their own business and get everything, because they're going to do it anyway and get it all at a discount. That is incredible.
And it's the best stuff ever. I mean, it's ridiculous. This stuff is. I mean, I can't even, this whole, every single product. That's what I freaked out about when I got my box. I was like, oh,
I want every product in here.
I use this, and they're all really, really, really good.
So my invitation, your invitation, our invitation is that if you want a systematic, easy way to get the garbage, heavy metals, toxins out, the enzymes in, and create the environment, the biological level for massive transformation and boost the energy and mood and all the love stuff that you want in your life, then I'm inviting you to just not have to spend retail. You know, get it for wholesale, do it within a collective buying network, because you at least get a discount, and the more you get, like if you get in cases, if you get in a couple of cases, it goes down to pretty steep discounts. And what we have done as a team and as a company as a whole is we've dedicated a part of our profit as a company. In fact, almost 100% of the profit, after all of our other stuff is taken care of, goes to visionary projects to create the kind of world that allows all this to be available for everyone all the time without let up, just like nature does for itself when we're working in harmony with it.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I love the fact that it puts us all on the same team. Because as a community of individuals who are dedicated to health, transformation, having a good time, we need to all be on a team together, and we need to then be on phone calls together occasionally, at events together occasionally, so we can all, as 1,000 people, 10,000 people, 100,000 people, have some power in the world, some influence in the world, and that's really what you're bringing us.